Okay, so let's start our session. So let's understand today what is DevOps. Okay, what are the life cycle phases we have? Next, why DevOps needed? Next, DevOps life cycle phases. Okay, so let's try to understand this. For today, I want to make it very short. From tomorrow onwards, we can have a lengthy sessions. Okay.
Okay.
Next, let me put it, if time permits, we'll also talk about the DevOps process. Okay. Before that, let's talk about the DevOps tools. And DevOps advantages. Okay. Let's keep it precise for today. I believe this will take more than 40 minutes if I'm not wrong. Let's see how it goes. Depending on that, we can, it is in our control, right? We can add or we can continue or we can remove some of the topics. Okay. Let's understand what is DevOps. Just a minute. It internally uses agile methodology. Okay. So if we talk about what is DevOps actually, okay, you are saying internally it uses agile, fine. So what it is, what is its literal meaning or what is its internal meaning? What is that it, in what way it helps us? Okay, all these things we should understand. So in simple terms, we can say it is a software development methodology or strategy which bridges the gap between the development team and operations team in a company or in an organization or in an enterprise. This is where the meaning it is. It will bridge the gap between the development team and operations team. Okay, as I quoted an example, if we ask development team, when we are going to release this particular piece of module, then they say that they are not sure. They are only concerned about their development, their, their testing, all that. And they say that we try to ask the operations team or release team who are responsible to release the particular module or a software or a given requirement. Then if we go and ask the operations team, when we are going to complete the particular module which was given, then they say that they are not sure. We have to check with the development team because they are working on their module. They are only releasing, but development will be done by the coding team or a testing team, or whoever it might be, coding and testing. So there is no information exchange. What is happening and what is the state, current state of the particular module in a project, right? So those kind of confusions will be eliminated with the help of DevOps. That is the reason we are saying it will bridge the gap between the development team and operations team. That's where the understanding of DevOps. Okay. So next, oh, I gave it here twice. Okay. Why DevOps require? Then it should be 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now let's understand why DevOps needed. Okay. Every company in this world, or every organization, or every corporation, or a startup company, or a small company, or a medium-sized company, if you take enterprises or tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 company, or any bigger corporation, all the companies, whether IT or non-IT, they have certain needs, right, to run that organization. Okay. So let's understand what are the 4 pillars that drives the complete economy or the complete business across the globe in different domains, not only in information technology, but across the domains, across the globe. First one is the expectations of an entrepreneur always, or a business person. Faster delivery. They expect their product to be delivered fast. It is not related to IT. Any other business other than IT or non-IT. Any business, they want their product, or if they're giving a service to the customers or clients, they want it to be delivered fast. That is one of the pillar. There are 4 pillars I said. First one is faster delivery. Second one is high quality. Okay. What is quality? Quality is nothing but it's a correctness of a product or a service. What is the meaning of correctness? Means whatever product or service we are giving to the customer or client, it should not have any bugs or any errors. It should be bug free, error free. That's where the quality means. Quality in simple terms, if we talk, it is nothing but the correctness of a product or a service. Correctness, again I'm repeating, it is nothing but having 0 bugs. 0 bugs means no bugs, no errors, right? That is where the quality. Always they expect their product or service should be having high quality standards. Next, less expenditure. Let's put it as spending. They want to spend less, obviously, right? Any business person or any company owner who are establishing a company, they expect to spend less, correct? Yeah. Obviously. So that's a business trend, right? So instead of expenditure, I'm putting a spending. I'm keeping all layman terms. I don't want to put much technical. Slowly we'll try to understand those technical terms. This is one other reason or pillar of a DevOps requirement. Next, reduced outages. What is an outage? Outage is nothing but downtime. Means your application or product or service not available for the usage for your customers or clients is nothing but outage. In simple terms, it is downtime. So no company or no business entrepreneur in this world wants their product to be down, right? They want always their service or product should be always reachable, always available to the customers or clients, right? These are the 4 main metrics, or I can say pillars for every organization or a company. So DevOps is in need where it can resolve all these problems or issues or pain points for a customer or for a entrepreneur or for a business person. Without this, no company will run without these 4 points. Any business you take it up, whether a startup company or a bigger corporation or a mid-sized company, all those follow irrespective of their domain, whether IT, non-IT, manufacturing, construction, or biotechnology, pharma, banking, financial services, insurance, supply chain management, retail, wherever you go, everyone wants these. Am I right? That is the where
Yeah.
the business, the economy should move. It should not be stranded, or it should not be stuck up somewhere. So if we follow these standards, the company will flourish. Accordingly, the same kind of enthusiasm, the same kind of spirit should be imbibed into the thought process of an employee in a company. Then people can reach the heights as expected. So in all these, right, DevOps is needed. This is the reason why DevOps requires. This is where the pillars in a company which DevOps will address. Got it? Now, DevOps life cycle phases. Let's understand what are these. What are the different phases in the DevOps? First one is continuous development. Next, continuous testing. Next, continuous integration. Next, continuous deployment. Next, continuous monitoring. All right? These are the different phases in a DevOps life cycle. Okay. So very soon we try to see what these are, right?
Yeah.
So in a diagrammatical way, let me plug in my, one second, my digital notepad so that I can draw some diagram for a better understanding. Okay. You can able to see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's understand as whatever we discuss the DevOps lifecycle phases. Let me draw a small diagram to start with so that we can slowly go in deep in the coming sessions. Okay. Whenever we try to, start our development activity, okay. So how it starts, we try to plan it. Okay. That's where the plan. It's a digital notepad. You cannot expect, accuracy or neatness in this
no worries.
in the writing. Okay, just please try to understand. Plan, then developers try to code. Okay, then they try to build or compile the program, whatever it was written. Then it go for a test. So testing team will do the test apart from unit testing, which will be done by the development team during the coding. Coding nothing but programming, development, actual software development. Okay, then we'll have a release. Okay, after that we try to do the deployment. Then we try to operate. They go hand in hand, deploy and operate. Finally, we do monitoring. So it starts when once we start building up this, it will go like this. Once we plan, it goes to the development team. They start writing their code, program, development. After that, they try to do the build or compile the program which was written. Then it will be tested by the testing team. Then it is going for a release, right? So release, they plan and they do the deployment at so and so date and time they want to do it. right? Next, they try to do what you call monitor once it was deployed to the respective environment production.
Yeah.
Then again, it comes here, it goes like this. So here, this is how the cycle is.
After monitoring, it goes to release again.
Correct, correct, correct. So it works as an intermediary, okay, which is called, this is an, I'm sorry. 1 second, undo.
Undo.
Okay, okay. So it is in between these two, okay. So here I can put it as a infinity. Okay, so it will start like this. Okay, please follow the arrow mark.
Yeah.
Okay, next it goes like this, then like this, like this. Okay, first it will be planned, then they start writing the code, then they build or compile. After that, they do a test. Without testing, they don't release, right? If there are any bugs, it will be again sent to the development team. They start the build, they start the writing the code or do some enhancements or fix that. And again, they compile, build it, and it will be tested. If it is fine, then it will be released. Otherwise, this cycle will repeat here internally. This I'm showing as a broader life cycle. Okay. In entire DevOps career, always remember this diagram. This is the heart of the DevOps.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever we are talking to the customer or clients or the teams, we should always remember this diagram, how the cycle is going. Plan, code, build, test, and release and deploy to the respect environments. In every company, there are multiple environments like development environment, testing environment, or staging environment, or pre-production, production. These are the multiple environments every company has, right? So that depends in which environment we are trying to deploy that software. Then once it was deployed, it has to be monitored. Very important. Without that, it is not possible to see what are the errors we are getting. It's very critical. It has to be, let me put it. It has to be every product or service, whatever we are delivering, it has to be monitored. Okay. So without that, it doesn't make any sense. Just only deploying the software will not help us. It has to be monitored, right? Once it was monitored, then through this, okay, release, it goes to the plan again. So it is a continuous, always. This process is always continuous. So let's see, this part, we call it as continuous development. And here, this part, we call it as continuous testing. This part, we call it as, these two, we call it as continuous deployment. I'm putting as DEP. Here it is DEV. It is development, it is deployment. C means continuous. Continuous development, continuous deployment. Okay. Next, it is continuous monitoring. Finally, this will be continuous integration. So this piece release is the, I can say, heart, or literally where I said, right, it will bridge the gap between the development and operations. So if we talk about, in other terms, this part comes under development. This part falls under operations. Okay. So this is the integration between these two teams, development and operations, which is called CI, continuous integration. This is CD, continuous development plan code, and build and test comes under continuous testing, or sometimes only testing. It is part of continuous development. It depends, not a problem. But just for us to understand, this part is continuous. It is continuous development, and it is continuous testing, and continuous integration. What it is doing? It is being the in between the development
Bridge
and
between the,
operations team, a bridge. Okay, it bridges the gap, and this works for deployment, continuous deployment. C. Next, CM is continuous monitoring. It has to monitor, right? So these are the different life cycle phases. Okay, I always say, okay, always remember this diagram whenever we are working in the cycle, right? Try to remember this diagram. Okay. Okay, this diagram. Try to follow these arrows. It's called infinity in mathematical terms.
yeah,
So that infinity means never-ending process. It's always there. That's the reason they named it as continuous. Continuously, people develop, they build nothing but compile.
yeah,
See any errors are there, and they test it. If there are any errors, again it will be repeated. They fix it. Finally, they come to release. It will be deployed to the production or staging or testing any other environments
yeah,
in the respective servers. Then it has to be monitored, not just merely you copy there and you just keep it quite. No, it has to be monitored. There are various tools to monitor that. Okay, so it has to be monitored, which we call it as continuous monitoring. Once it was done, again, if there are any changes, again this cycle will start again. They have to code, they fix the bugs, again build, test, again release. So it is continuous always, right? It is called infinity.
yeah,
It is called infinity.
infinity.
This is the diagram. Always remember this diagram in entire career of DevOps. This is the heart. Okay. Now
Yeah.
let's.
So this also like will be in the video I will get.
Yes. Everything will be recorded. Even this will convert into PDF file. Okay, and it will be shared with you. You can always refer
Oh,
these
okay.
diagrams. As I
Yeah,
said, right, in the candidate takeaways, you will have all this. Your diagrams,
yeah,
recordings, notes, everything is your property. Okay, this also we convert into PDF. Okay, PDF document, and it will be shared with you. Okay,
yeah. Thank you.
so we understood. Okay, we understood life cycle phases. Let's understand what are the DevOps tools we have. There are many tools. Git is one tool used for source code management. Okay, next we have tool called Jenkins for integration. I'll put it as for source code management for integration. Okay, next we have tool called Ansible for deployment and configuration management. We can use for both purposes this tool. Okay, next we have Nagios for monitoring purposes. Got it? So these are the tools we have, and we have Dockers for containerization. Okay. Next, apart from this, okay, for the source code management, there are other tools in the market.
Yeah.
Okay, like Git. We have other tools like SVN, Bitbucket. These are all same like GitHub. Okay, we are always working with the open source tools, which are widely accepted across the globe. That is more important. We have to underline that word. We have to use the tools or learn the tools which are used across the globe, across the industry, right? Which are open source, widely accepted.
Yeah.
These are the tools used. I don't say they are not. Even this is also open source, but there is certain license we have to, after certain extent. But main point we need to understand is what are the popularity in using the tools. So these are the tools are very popular: Git, Jenkins, Ansible, Nagios, Dockers. Okay, so these are other tools similar to Git, which are also used for source code management. Okay, I will put it like this. Okay, for integration, we have other tools like Bamboo.
Yeah. If you
Okay,
don't mind, can you mention in the before those Bamboo or SVNs, OT or something like that, so that I can understand later on if I.
okay, other tools I should mention, right?
Yeah, just mention first time other tool, and from the next time you just mention OT.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Other tools like
Yeah.
other tools like
Embraces OT, and then next time you can
okay,
mention just
okay,
OT,
sure, sure.
so that I don't have to go back always to the video and see
Okay,
what's happening
okay.
in there.
Other tools like okay. So I'll put it as OT. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you very much.
and there are other tools. Similarly, we have other tools like Chef, Puppet, and Salt. Okay, Salt Stack they call, or Salt, simply Salt.
Yeah.
Next, other tools like we have CloudWatch from AWS Cloud, Amazon Cloud. Okay, or we can use Splunk. We have ELK. So these are the different tools. There are many tools. So I'm giving some of them. Okay, and for we have other tools like Kubernetes. Okay, Kubernetes is more advanced than Dockers. Okay, so
Okay.
these are the tools we have in the market and which are widely accepted. As I told, right, we have to see the popularity and acceptance in the market, which are open
Yeah.
source. So these are the tools we are going for our training purposes: Git, Jenkins, Ansible, Nagios, Dockers. Okay, but these are the other tools which are also similarly equivalent or in line with the tools which we are trying to learn in our curriculum. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So these are the tools we have. Next, try to understand, okay, what is the process, DevOps process we have. Okay, refer diagram in, oh, I'm going to draw a diagram. So I'm saying that refer
Yeah. Yeah.
diagram in PDF file. Okay, so here also we have diagram, so that whenever you try to read this document, you can refer that.
Yeah.
Refer diagram in PDF. So we discussed about all this, right? So that you
Yeah.
can refer the diagram. Similarly here. So there is nothing, I can type it here. So we are directly going to our digital notepad. Already we had here. Okay. Let's open the new document. So let's understand what is the DevOps process. Okay, DevOps. Okay, DevOps process. So here I can draw it like first we plan. Okay, next we code or write program or develop, all are same. Okay, next we build or compile it, then finally we test it whatever it was built, right? And
Yeah.
let me keep it in a box. I will give it as continuous integration. Okay, this is a problem with the digital notepad. We cannot draw exactly. Okay, it is a digital pen, right?
Yeah.
It is difficult to draw. Okay,
No worries, Anna.
next.
Just you don't have to be like so precise. No
Okay,
worries.
next we have release. Okay, and here we have, let me put it. Okay, okay, it is going step by step. After build, then test. Okay,
Yeah.
finally it goes to a release. Okay, then from here it comes. Okay, here we are trying to repeat the build process. So this is the complete. Oh, okay, it will be tagged here. Okay, from here it goes to here. This is the complete process it's trying to build. Okay, so here it is. I will explain all this. Let me draw this diagram first. Okay, here we have monitor. Okay, next we have operate. Next we have deployment. Okay, so all this I want to put it in a box like above.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is this? It is continuous deployment. Okay, so let's put it in a box. Okay. Now, so it will be pointing to here. Okay. Okay. This is how it goes. The same diagram, I'm drawing it in a different way,
Yeah.
just for a better understanding. So here it will be success. Here is, I can say it is a defect or failure. Now let's understand. See, the same diagram which we draw as previously. See, this is the diagram, right?
Yeah.
Plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, monitor. Okay. The same it is here. Plan, code, build, test. So it is going phase by phase, arrow mark. Please follow
Yeah.
that. Then finally it is going for a release. So this we are categorizing as continuous integration because it is tied up with that. Next, once it was done, if there is any bugs or issues, again, repeat the build process. Again, this complete process need to be followed. That is the reason if there is any defect or failure comes, this cycle will start. Again, it comes here. Here, release during this time, it tries to build it from the release side as well. Okay, not only developers, here also, there are certain plugins that we are going to see in our classes in the coming sessions. We have to add that particular build plugin called Maven. Okay, so that it will try to build and compile. If any errors are there, it will immediately update to the team saying that please do the review of your code as we are seeing certain bugs. Please do that. So then once it was coming back to this group of activities where they have to do the complete build. So that's the reason we gave as this completely falls under the build process. Again, this has to be completed. So this is a cycle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Only this comes when there is a defect or failure. Repeat the build process. Repeat the build process will occur only when there is a defect or any bugs or errors, any failures are there. If it is a success, then it will directly do the deployment, operate and monitor, which is called continuous deployment. Got it? This is another diagram.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
I have a question in here.
yes, please.
So like those processes, like everything like plan, code, build and test, everything will be done by different departments, even though in DevOps or?
Correct. Correct. Code will be done by the development team. Again, testing will be done by the testing team. Okay. Build will be done by the development team. Code and build will be done by them. Plan will be done by your lead or a manager, whoever it might be, and they give to the developers. They start writing the code and they build, they compile it. And from their side, then it will be sent to the testing team. They test that code. If there's any issues from the testing team itself, it will go. Otherwise, it will be released there. Again, they release, they will do the build. If any bugs are there, they have to go to the complete process again. They fix that bugs and they build, they test it. Once it was done, this release is the intermediate. I said, right? It will bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Within those as within the teams as well. This is development team. This is operations team.
So, but this is also like different departments, right? So this whole process will be like everything will, anyone can watch, like any team can watch what's happening in the process.
Right. This is development. Correct. This is operations.
Yeah.
Yes.
So unlike the regular development team and operations team without DevOps.
Correct.
With the DevOps, anyone can see what is the product is going on, like
correct. That's where
phase is it.
It is bridging the gap, DevOps. So it is a continuous process. That is the reason it is in loop. right? If it is a success, then it goes here. If it is a failure, it has to do the same. You just follow the diagram arrow marks.
Yeah. So even though I'm a developer, so after I complete my developing side, and after it's sent to the testing team and all, I can still see like whether it is passed or any bugs in there
Yes. It will be
before
intimated.
release sent to me again.
Yeah. It will be intimated via email or by whatever mechanisms that is configured as part of the project. So that will be
Okay.
informed accordingly. Okay. So let's see the next part. So I directly gave the diagram in PDF file. Okay. DevOps
Okay.
process. Here we have the side heading DevOps process. Okay. Next, this is for DevOps lifecycle phases, right? So for previous, I should have it. I don't have a place here. I can draw something here. Mm, shall I put it this one? So shall I type it here? DevOps
Life cycle.
phases. Okay. Mm, okay. This is a problem here. Sometimes it will take, sometimes it will not take. I don't think this will help here, but
I think you can just remove that box. That would be
yeah.
easy.
Mm, okay. Let me try. After some time, it has to be removed, right? Uh, take, you know, right? DevOps lifecycle phases. You can understand if I keep it like this.
Yeah, I can understand. No worries.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. I don't want to kill the time here.
Yeah.
Okay, DevOps tools, process we followed. Next, let's understand the advantages we have. Okay. 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 So there are multiple advantages. First one is time taken to create and deliver the software is reduced. First one. Second is complexity of maintaining the application is reduced. Next, improved collaboration between the
Team.
dev team and ops team. Nothing but development team and operations team. I gave a short form.
ENOs.
Next, continuous integration and delivery ensure faster time to market. These are the various disadvantages we have.
Advantages.
So, yes, we have. So it is popular. That's the reason people are trying to embrace these kind of methodologies across the globe in various domains. Okay, these are the various DevOps advantages we have. And today we understood what is DevOps, why it is needed, and what are the life cycle phases in a diagram, and what are the different tools we have, and what is the DevOps process that we understood here. Okay, next, also we understood how the DevOps life cycle will be working, right? Finally, we also understood what are the advantages we have here. Okay, with this we conclude for today. So we'll have it again tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.